Hi, today is Monday, April 22nd, 2024. I and then there's no holiday for the week, so it's a tough week for me. But next week, May 1st, is our Korean Labor Day holiday for workers. Not for all workers, but for the workers with a company that is larger than 50 employees. They are eligible to take a holiday from their work. So I am a little bit excited, and I have Chris, American friend, who came to visit Korea for 1 to 3 months. So I will go to Daejeon and meet him and enjoy time together. Wanted to know how you become a policeman in America. Of course, I am not eligible because I'm old and I'm Korean. I work for Korea Telecom, KT, number one carrier in Korea. I still want to have a position or a mission inside assignment, more like assignment inside my company KT, where I could interact with the foreigners and consult them on the Korea KT services and technology for their business inside Korea. And this article is from Rasmussen University, famous university, of course. And the title is How to Become a Police Officer, Your Step-by-Step Guide. The reason I pull this off from the internet is to practice English by reading it aloud and listening to it later for unlimited amount of time, because I would upload it on YouTube. It's a pure academic effort. If you have some suggestion on my reading as to pronunciation and interpretation, please don't hesitate. It's purely an academic effort on my part to read this one, and I welcome any comments, any suggestions, any teachings from you. This article is from Glenn Kosker on May 19th, 2023, so it's almost 11 months old article. How to Become a Police Officer, Your Step-by-Step Guide. There are plenty of Hollywood movies out there that detail the rigorous physical training involved in becoming a cop. 1984's Police Academy is probably one to avoid, though. Obstacle courses, shooting ranges, tactical scenario training rooms, and other basic training components are not fun and games. These are all important elements of police officer training, but they only make up one portion of the process that police officers and other law enforcement officers undertake. Police officers have high standards to meet, given the high level of responsibility and trust afforded to law enforcement. The standards for becoming a police officer are higher than what you will likely find in many careers. The minimum requirements are lengthy. The specific standards and process will vary slightly based on the state, county, or town you are applying to work in, but there are a few universal requirements to become a police officer that you should be familiar with. For example, most law enforcement agencies require applicants to hold at least a high school diploma or GED. GED is for 검정고시 in Korea, right? GED, General Educational Diploma, right? GED is where you don't go to school, but you become homeschooled, or you just self-teaching yourself, and you take a test and you pass it, then you are given a GED. If you are wondering how to become a police officer, you are in the right place. Keep reading for high-level breakdown of the path to pursuing a career in law enforcement. 5 steps to becoming a police officer. How long does it take to become a police officer, and what requirements do you have to meet? The info below will give you a better idea of the path ahead. 1. Successfully pass a background check. You can expect any law enforcement agency you are applying for to conduct a number of checks into your background, including criminal history and even credit history. Not passing this background investigation will stop the process of becoming a law enforcement officer. While this isn't literally the first step to becoming a police officer, it is the first one you will need to consider before you get too invested in the process. If you have concerns about how your background investigation might impact your candidacy, you may want to consult a police academy admissions representative about it. Criminal history and credit scores considered. Your credit history may be analyzed because it gives potential employers an idea of your level of responsibility and potential problems like gambling-related debts. Police departments look into an applicant's criminal record, employment history, residency, and academic records as well. Basically, the police department is going to get deep into your business. The police department is going to get deep into your business, says Adam Plantinga, a 17-year veteran sergeant with the San Francisco Police Department. Don't leave anything out on your background packet. If you omit something, even inadvertently, and it comes to light, you will likely be eliminated as a candidate. Don't leave anything out on your background packet, man. If you omit something and inadvertently it comes to light, departments are looking for responsible people who play by the rules, right? They would get deep into your business. Things like felonies and gross misdemeanors could disqualify you from becoming a police officer, but less serious offenses could also be problematic. It really depends on the department and its policies. Gross demeanors, felonies and gross demeanors. Other aspects of the hiring process. A misdemeanor conviction, depending on what it's for, won't necessarily be a deal breaker, but it certainly doesn't look good. Plantinga says, anything domestic violence related will bounce you out of the process. A speeding ticket or 4, in my case, probably won't. Juvenile offenses are looked at more kindly than adult transgressions because we are all knuckleheads as kids. Plantinga also encourages applicants to notify their references and teachers because they will likely be contacted as character references. And there's one other thing you will definitely need: a valid driver's license. Right, we are all knuckleheads as kids. Character references, or character or character references. 2. Acquire degree or academic training. The requirements for this step will vary substantially depending on the state in which you plan on becoming a police officer. Some states require a high school diploma or GED. Some states do not require their officers to be college educated, even if they may prefer it. So, a high school diploma or GED will suffice as long as you've passed your background check. Other states like Minnesota or an associate's degree or equivalent training is one of the requirements to become a police officer. In Korea, it's almost universally that you need to have 4-year college degree. Generally speaking, a training process for aspiring police officers in Minnesota follows 2 routes: completing training by earning a 2 or 4-year degree in criminal justice or a similar field from a peace officer standings, and training certified college or university, peace officer standings and training. Completing training through a government-approved police academy or training program. Since police officer requirements differ, you will want to be sure to check with the agency that sets the standards for law enforcement training and licensure in your area. Some prospective police officers benefit from military experience. Some also have arrangements for military reciprocity, allowing candidates who served in the military to follow a different process in acknowledgement of the training they already have. Whichever path you take, your training will include classroom instruction in state and local laws, covering topics like constitutional law, civil rights, and police ethics. Patrol, traffic control, firearm use, and self-defense. Recruits also receive training and supervised experience in areas such as patrol, traffic control, firearm use, self-defense, first aid, and emergency response. The police academy gives you the basic tools you need to become a functional police officer. Plantinga says, to become a functional police officer, to become a functional KT salesman, to become a functional teacher, to become a functional wife. It is the gateway you must pass through in order to become a police officer. Just like how doctors have to graduate from medical school to lawfully practice medicine. Gateway. It is the gateway, man. An associate's degree is a plus. Though not always listed as a requirement, an associate's degree is definitely a plus, while a bachelor's degree would be ideal, says Mike Shelter, Shetler, former police officer and CEO of Shetler Security International. Preferably, the bachelor's degree should be in law enforcement or related discipline. Plantinga agrees that a college degree is beneficial, stating that this training teaches you to think critically, see the big picture, and write well, a crucial skill in police work. A rule of thumb is that for every hour you spend investigating, you will spend 2 hours writing reports, Plantinga offers. Plus, having an advanced degree can be helpful in obtaining a promotion. A rule of thumb. The The Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, also notes that applicants with previous law enforcement or military experience and those who speak more than one language will have greater opportunities to become police officers. Interesting. So you need to become a veteran to become a police officer. 3. Pass the licensing exam. The next step to becoming a police officer is to earn a passing score on your state's police licensing board entrance exam. Your education and training will prepare you to take the peace officer standards and training exam in Minnesota. What the post-exam covers. Each state has its own licensing board, so the tests will also vary. Most past exams cover topics such as practical application techniques, criminal justice, civil and criminal law, community policing, victims' rights, and management and communication. By passing this capstone exam, you are licensed to become a police officer and enforce the law in your jurisdiction. You are now free to seek employment with the police department. Capstone exam. What is a capstone? I know, what's it? Keystone. We know that keystone, right? Keystone is important. What is a capstone though? Capsize. We know capsize. Cap can be a capitalization. Stone placed at the top of a wall or other structure. Finishing stone, crowning achievement, highest point. Capstone may refer to capstone, or coping, part of the top of an exterior masonry wall or building capstone, another name for a keystone in architecture. Okay, so there was a capstone. By passing this capstone exam, very important, top of the school, top of the mountain school, right? Capstone exam, that's key. If you want to go to America as a college student or a graduate student, you need to take a TOEFL test. And TOEFL exam is the capstone exam for all the overseas students studying in America, capstone exam. 4. Undergo physical psychological evaluation. Prior to becoming a police officer, law enforcement agencies will likely evaluate recruits for psychological stability and mental fitness. These psych tests vary, but generally include lengthy written exams and possibly one-on-one interview with a psychologist. You may also be subjected to a polygraph test to cross-reference the answers provided in your application packet. Polygraph test, or polygraph test, or polygraph test, or polygraph test. 거짓말 탐지기, right? Lie detector test. Polygraph test. Importance of the polygraph test. The polygraph and psych tests are screening tools that look for signs of stability. Platinga explains they look for anger issues, indicators the candidate is not overly susceptible to stress, and that the candidate generally enjoys a positive outlook on life. 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 Importance of the polygraph test. The polygraph and psych tests are screening tools that look for signs. Shetler reiterates the importance of not hiding anything throughout this process. The best advice is just to be honest when answering. 5. Continuing education and potential career advancement. Once you have completed all these steps to becoming a police officer, you will still have plenty to learn before embarking on a career in law enforcement. Nothing beats on the job experience to show you all the specialized areas police officers might want or need to learn more about. The best officers are never done learning. Similar to other industries, officers must meet continuing education requirements in order to renew their license. Specialized training. For example, Minnesota police officer requirements mandate a minimum of 48 hours of continuing education within the 3-year licensing period in order to maintain their license. In addition, active officers are required to train annually in use of force and once every 5 years in emergency vehicle operations, pursuit driving. Specialized training may also be directed by your police department based on federal and local needs. Departments might also incentivize other education opportunities to encourage the officers forward. Additional training or credentials may be required for those looking to climb the police ranks. Climb the police ranks, right? Climb the police ranks, rank and file. Incentivize other education opportunities. Is becoming a police officer in your future? While the steps to becoming a police officer may seem lengthy, completing them is necessary if you want to achieve the fulfilling career you've set your sights on. And a good law enforcement program will help you navigate the process. Earn a law enforcement degree. Now that you are familiar with the process of how to become a police officer, you may be curious if you have what it takes to excel on the job. Learn more in our article. Often overlooked qualities of a great police officer. If you are already set on becoming a police officer, visit our law enforcement degree page to learn how we can help you take the next step toward becoming a police officer in Minnesota. The law enforcement programs at Rasmussen University are not aligned to the standards of any professional licensing body other than the MN Post and are not intended to satisfy professional licensure requirements of any professional licensing agency in any other state. The Criminal Justice Leadership and Management Bachelor's Degree and Criminal Justice Associate's Degree programs have not been approved by any state professional licensing body, and the programs do not lead to any state-issued professional license. For further information on professional licensing requirements, please contact the appropriate board or agency in your state of residence. Additional education, training, experience, and/or other eligibility criteria may apply. In Minnesota, the criminal justice degree programs do not meet the standards established by the Minnesota Peace Officer Standards and Training Board for persons who seek employment as a peace officer. Man, check out our article, Law Enforcement Technology That Keeps Police Ahead of Crime. Bureau of Labor Statistics, U.S. Department of Labor Occupational Outlook Handbook, accessed May 2023, www.bis.gov gov/OOH. Information represents national averaged data for the occupations listed and includes workers at all levels of education and experience. This data does not present starting salaries and employment conditions in your area may apply. Editor's note: this article was originally published in June 2016. It has since been updated to include information relevant to 2023. Insight from Shetler and Plantinga remain from the original. Glenn Kosker, he looks handsome. Glenn Kosker is a content strategy manager and professional writer. He was born and raised in the UK and is now a US citizen. He has authored numerous journalistic articles on authoritative topics during the 20 plus years of his writing career. Yeah, he looks handsome. He looks like a Roman and Anglo-Saxon. From this article, I learned such expressions as incentivize, enjoys positive outlook on life, jurisdiction, law enforcement, police officer, peace officer, and what else? What else I learned, I forgot. But I have to go to work now. So what else I learned? Let me go quickly over these. Yes, step by step. Licensure, right? Licensure or licensure. Capstone exam, a capstone exam. Training, hardship, a GED, minimum requirements, breakdown. Below, requirements that passing the exam, training, polygraph, pass, certified, firearm, associate degree is plus, pass the licensing exam, post the exam. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. I have to go to work now. Enjoy your Monday wherever you are.